Ever since I made that bass drum, everyone's been asking about the head on it. What is it? How did you get it? Where did you get it? How do I get one? Did you make it? How did you make it? Can you make me one? You all asked, so this is how you make a fuzzy bass drum head. So we only need a few things. Of course, we'll need a bass drum head. I chose a remote clear ambassador because I'm a remote guy, but also because you're gonna want to use a head that has as little muffling on it as possible. And that's because when we put the fabric on the head, it's gonna create a lot more muffling than it really needs. So if we start with, say, a 2-ply head, a coated head, or anything else that has muffling on it, then it's gonna be way too much. And then of course, we're going to need some sort of fabric. This is just a bed sheet, but you could go to a fabric store and find something else. They probably have more selection and it'll probably be cheaper, but this was easier for me to get because there's no fabric stores around me. So the first thing I will do is cut this sheet so it's oversized and bigger than the drum head. And my fabric is a little bit wrinkly, so after I cut it, I'm going to iron it. While I do that, I want to take a second and talk about the sponsor of today's video, AudioBlocks. AudioBlocks has one of the largest stock audio libraries with over 100,000 clips, loops, music, tracks, sound effects, all that good stuff. And probably the best part about it is that they come with a royalty-free agreement, so you can use any of these clips, tracks, music, etc. without worrying about getting any sort of copyright claims. And what's even better than that is we are giving away 7 free days of AudioBlocks so you can try it out and get access to this massive library of royalty-free licensed stock audio. All you have to do is go to audioblocks.com/YouTube or just click the link in the description and you can start downloading and get your 7 free days of AudioBlocks. And when I finish this drum head, I'll show you an example of the types of tracks that they offer. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so I let this sit overnight so the glue can fully bond, so now we need to cut off the excess. And to do that, I would recommend using the sharpest blade you have, so I'm using an X-Acto blade because these things are insanely sharp. So obviously be careful using one of these. The first time I got stitches was because of one of these, but also be careful when you're cutting because you do not want to cut through the head. I'm kind of doing this part out of order because I didn't think I wanted a porthole in this head, but after seeing the, visual repetitiveness of the plaid, I decided I'd break it up a little bit by adding a porthole. So if you're following along at home and want to add a porthole to the head, I'll definitely do that before you add the fabric. And from here on out, the steps will be exactly the same whether you cut the porthole before or after you added the fabric. And what I'm doing here is cutting slits in the fabric so I can fold it over. And then I'll spray more glue on the exposed fabric, and then fold the flaps over. And then all that's left is to put it on the drum. And pro tip, whenever you change a bass drum head, it really helps if you move the drum.